I'm going to show you this really fun exercise that you can use to improve your skills on the piano. What it is you take a couple of chords, let's say 2 chords. I'm going to say A flat major 13 and a C minor 11. You want to pick 2 chords that you don't feel super comfortable playing. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm just going to take A flat major 13 and C minor 11. Now these 2 chords are going to be something that you don't feel super comfortable playing in a progression, but you want to be able to get in your hands and be able to fluidly play these in songs and your different compositions. So once again, I'm going to take this A flat major 13 and a C minor 11. So at the beginning of the exercise, you're going to start off with just playing these chords just with all the notes together, like that and like that. You're not gonna do anything crazy. That's the start of the exercise. So once you feel okay with playing those 2 chords, you're going to start adding a little bit of variation into those chords. So instead of doing something like this, you can do something like, I didn't play all those notes together. Right? It might feel weird if you're not used to doing something like this, but just practice. Don't try to rush it. Just start off extremely slow. We went from 2, right? We went from playing these straight chords to these broken. Okay, so once you feel somewhat comfortable with playing those chords, like this, adding a little bit of extra stuff into it, what you're gonna do is start adding a little bit more variation. So basically the whole idea of this exercise is start to build and build on top of what you started off with those 2 or 3 chords. You start adding a little variation. But at the heart of the composition is going to be those 2 or 3 chords. So you're going to notice in this exercise, I'm going to start to build and build on what I started off with. These 2 chords, I'm just going to continue to build and build on top of that. So I started off on these 2 chords, and I started to build on top of those 2 chords. I started to add on some extra stuff. Right, I added a little bit more flavor to what I was initially doing. But at the heart of the exercise is I'm just playing these 2 chords. Nothing's changed. These are still the main 2 chords. And in this exercise, I'm really trying to get these chords in my hands. I'm trying to get comfortable with playing these and adding a little bit of rhythm to it and just get to a point where I'm able to fluidly move across the piano, but keeping these 2 chords the heart of the composition. Now that's kind of like the first phase of this whole exercise. You start off with a couple of chords that you want to get comfortable with playing, add a little bit of flavor. Right, so don't just play it normal, but add a little bit to it. It doesn't matter what it is. You can add some extra notes in there, but just add a little bit extra into those couple of chords that you're trying to get comfortable with playing. That's the first phase. The next phase is after you feel somewhat comfortable with those 2 chords, you're going to take it up a key. So I started off here. You're gonna move it up a half step. That's the next chord. Right, so I'm still playing the same type of chord, same voicing. I still have that same shape in my hands. right, so I started off here and I moved it up a half step. Once you feel, somewhat comfortable with that key, take it up a half step. Right, you're still playing the same two chords in essence, but you're just moving it up in the key. The whole idea is, once again, you really want to get these chords in your hands. You want to be able to be comfortable with playing. In my example, I'm playing a major 13, a minor 11 type voicings. You can begin to invert the chords or add extra things to the chord. So for example, I have this chord and then I have this D minor 11, B flat major 13, D minor 11. What I could do is, I feel comfortable with doing this. Now I'm just playing around. This is an exercise. So I could do something like, so basically what you're doing is you're just finding a way to make this exercise like something fun, something enjoyable. So I'm doing these two chords. So instead of playing this, I could do something like, right? So I'm just trying to make it something that I enjoy playing. It's an exercise that I'm really just trying to, in the end, get comfortable with playing around with these different chord types, but also these voicings. I can play around with different voicings, right? It doesn't really matter what the type of chord you're playing. The whole idea is for you to pick some chords that you don't feel super comfortable playing. Start off with the basic, just playing it normal, add a little bit of variation or flavor to it. You don't have to mimic what I'm doing. Actually, you should find your own type of style, figure out something that works for you, but add a little bit of extra stuff into it. Something different than just playing the chords like that. Because what it's doing is it's training you to get comfortable with just getting more used to how the chord feels under your fingertips. Once again, just keep those 2 or 3 chords at the heart of the exercise and take it up in key. Just go through all 12 keys, add some extra chords in there if you want. I could have did something like, extra chord. But in the end, I'm just trying to get comfortable with playing around with those 2 or 3 chords that's in my exercise. And that's the whole exercise. It's pretty fun. You pick a couple of chords that you want to get comfortable with playing. Start off extremely slow. Don't rush it. Don't rush the process. And in the end, you're going to train yourself to get more used to how that chord feels in different keys, and in the end, it's just gonna improve your skills and make you a much better pianist. In this video, I shared an exercise that you can use to improve your skills on the piano using a couple of chords, but if you wanna create beautiful music using one chord, check out this video.